Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina! That is 2-1 to Arsenal!
Look for that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal! And it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised! Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones!
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of Sutton United against Hartlepool United in the National League. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and we are looking at and like so many divisions this season, we are hoping to raise more awareness of the National League, which in my opinion is one of the most competitive leagues in English football. A mixture of ex-EFL clubs and those wishing to climb the non-league ladder and break into the EFL. Sutton and Hartlepool are two such former clubs. Sutton and Hartlepool have featured in the EFL before. It wasn't too long ago that they were two leagues apart. They are now two positions apart in the National League table, and so two places apart, third to fifth. The players are now making their way out onto the pitch. So we can now go through. So let's go through the team news, starting with Sutton United. Spike Brits is in goal. Then in defence are Bessart Topoloj, Alex Kirk, Will Nightingale, and Dan Erpens. Midfielders are Emmanuel Osadebe and Jermaine Francis, and also with Charlie Bell and Jake Taylor. Tammy Babalola and David Ogbonna are the two forwards. For Hartlepool United, Nathan Fisher starts in goal. Then in defence are Cameron John, Maxime Corgan, Rhys McNally and Brooklyn Ilunga, with Nathan Sharon, Neo Eccleston, Jack Hunter and Jamie Miley in defence. And the two forwards are Will Harris and Corey McKeown. And before we go into more details, let's take a look at our match officials. And our referee is Oliver Mackey. He is experienced at EFL. He's experienced at lower league EFL level and has also officiated the Carabao Cup and the National League Cup. His assistant referees are Aaron Conn and Stuart Butler, with the fourth official Ayrton Hersey. So it's a nice day at the VBS Community Stadium or Gander Green Lane, and the referee and the match officials have placed the ball into the middle. Just going to go through the teams. Just going to go through the teams' colours. Sutton United are wearing a yellow. Are wearing yellow with dashes of chocolate brown. And Hartlepool are wearing a deep blue. And Hartlepool are wearing a sort of deep bluish colour, with a hint of dark. I shall correct that now. And also put that in there. Because that's what their short colours are. There we go. So it looks as though it'll be Sutton United. It looks as though it'll be Sutton that will kick us off. And to kick off proceedings is likely Jake Taylor. And so we wait for the clock to start. We'll also be bringing you updated scores we'll be bringing you updates of Hull City against Manchester United, the first game in the Premier League this season. We'll also have half-time updates. We'll also have half-time and full-time updates, I should say, for the National League scores. And we're underway at the VBS Community Stadium for Sutton against Hartlepool. And straight under the ball being diverted to Alex Kirk. Alex Kirk. Nice forwarding, nice use of the cross to Babalola, but over the line, and the ball has been picked up by Hartlepool's Neo Eccleston. Eccleston gets ready. Eccleston gets ready to throw, and the ball is thrown. Goes towards the feet of Will Harris. Harris directing it to Jack Hunter. Jack Hunter to defend, but now on the ball for Hull, or Sutton rather, is number 18. That's David Ogbonna. David Ogbonna in towards the 18-yard box, but snaffled away by Quogan. Quogan sends the ball back out to Eccleston, and right behind Eccleston is the international Jane France. Hartlepool retake the once more, but inside Sutton's defensive area. Ready a minute in, and it's looking frenetic out there. So to take the throw, Jermaine Francis, but it bounces off the head of Jamie Miley, and out goes the ball for a goal kick. So it just goes to show that the National League is a very competitive division. And the goal kick to be taken, which it is, by Spike Brits on loan from Manchester City. But the ball has been diverted away by Hartlepool and is over the line. So Sutton retake the throw, and on the ball was Alex Kirk towards Brits, and now Brits forwards the ball towards Ogbonna, but good interception by Hartlepool, particularly Neo Eccleston, I should say, and the ball has and out goes the ball. Hartlepool throw, and so to take the throw will be Neo Eccleston. So Eccleston throws, and it's diverted as far as Brits. So still in there is Hartlepool, and on the ball is Corey McKeown. Corey McKeown, who joined from Spennymoor Town in the summer. Maxine trying to get towards Will Harris, but nice stoppage of the ball by Sutton, and goes over, and the ball is and that is for a Sutton throw-in. The ball's thrown towards Babalola. Babalola loses the ball to Nathan Sharon. Back with Eccleston. Now Sharon again, just outside the centre circle. Sharon to that might have been a Lunga, but swiftly retaken by Sutton. The referee blows the whistle, but play goes on. Advantage Sutton, I believe. It's Will Nightingale outside the goal area. Does well to pass to Kirk. Now Taylor, the captain. Retaken though by Eccleston for Hartlepool. And now he was about to give it to Miley, but the referee stopped playing momentarily. So we're almost 4.5 minutes in. It's still Sutton 0, Hartlepool 0. And now on the ball for Sutton is Babalola. Babalola tackled from behind by Nathan Sharon, and it's over, and and the ball goes out, of play for a throw. And to take the throw will be Dan Erpens. Erpens with the ball, just giving it a bit of a clean. And I'm looking at the crowds inside the VBS Community Stadium. A lot different to what I'm normally used to seeing in the EFL. A lot of people in standing positions. Just goes to show what a charm these oldie worldy type stadiums can provide. But enough of this. Back to the action as Fisher gets ready to clear the ball out of the Hartlepool goal, which he does. And nice, and that was forwarded as very well to that might have been Quogan, but it went over the line nonetheless. The ball now being passed back to Spike Brits, and the ball cleared out of goal by Brits, but it ends up at the feet of Cameron John. Hartlepool retake, and but the referee has called a halt for something that he isn't happy with, and that is a straight free kick to Hartlepool, taken straight away, no problem. Ball now being passed back to Fisher, clears it forward towards John, and tackled by Charlie Bell. Although the referee deemed this unsatisfactory, so that will be a free kick to Hartlepool, and it will be Quogan that will take the free kick. Quogan to John. John directed John towards Will Harris, but he had to head back. Now it's Harris again. Harris concedes to Kirk. Both sides come into this game on the back of two clean sheets from their opening two matches. So it's Quogan inside the centre circle, back to Rhys McNally, and it's McNally to Jamie Miley. So Miley on the far side of Hartlepool's attacking third, but he does well to concede conceded to Sutton United on that one. Just got to readjust my clock a little bit. There we are. So after 8 minutes, it's still all to play for between Sutton and Hartlepool, 0-0, and Manchester and Hull and Manchester United already kicked off 0-0 in that game too. Just as I talked to you, the ball went. Just as I talked to you, the ball went. The ball went over the line. So it will be a long-range throw-in, and so the throw to be taken by Sutton, and then it goes towards the 18-yard box, but kept away by Hartlepool. Nice use of the head by Jamie Miley. So Miley passed to Neo Eccleston, but again the ball was forced out. So we will have another corner, and the corner is to be taken by Jermaine Francis, I believe. So Francis stands behind the ball and in towards the 18-yard box, almost headed in, but it was almost headed in by Will Nightingale, and but timely intervention by Nathan Fisher-Taylor, passing to Brits, who was almost sandwiched between John and McKeown. Defended really well though by Sutton. Ball now being rolled out to Topoloj. Retaken though by Hartlepool. Ball now being sent towards the captain Jack Hunter. Throw into Hartlepool, as it will be Cameron John that will take the throw. 10 minutes in, still Sutton 0, Hartlepool 0. Quogan to Rhys McNally, now back towards Quogan. John, Jack Hunter, or was that McKeown? No, it was McKeown. And another straight throw into Dan Erpens for Sutton, but diverted away by Quogan. Still to play for between these two, who, don't forget, came into this game two places apart. And once again, it will be Dan Erpens that will take the throw for Sutton United. And the ball now being diverted, and now on the ball for Hartlepool is Brooklyn Ilunga towards McKeown, but timely intervention by the Sutton captain, Jake Taylor. But Hartlepool are back. On the ball. It's John to Maxim Quogan. It's Quogan to Ilunga. Ilunga this time to Miley, but retaken by Bell. And the ball now being passed in Sutton's defensive third to Brits, and now back with Erpens. Erpens does a sliding manoeuvre to try and keep the ball in play, but it doesn't pay off. And Bell tackled from behind by McKeown. So a quick throw-in taken, and now the ball is being sent towards Ogbonna, but good tackle by Neo Eccleston inside Hartlepool's defensive third. It's Hartlepool still have the ball with Miley. Now trying to cross to Will Harris, but pass back to Spike Brits. It was Kirk, but given away though to Eccleston. Eccleston. Now the ball has ended up with Cameron John. It's John to McKeown. McKeown. A bit of an aggressive tackle from behind, but bit of an aggressive push by Dan Erpens, and he might have got into a bit of an altercation. He might have got into an argument with John. I think they just ran into each other without any serious harm. So it'll be Miley that will take the free kick for Hartlepool. Jamie Miley takes a few steps back, has his eyes on the target. Looks like he's going for a side angle free kick that might just pay off. And so Miley crosses into the 18-yard box, but saved by Spike Brits. And Brits did really well. And Brits did really well to grab the ball. And now the ball being sent away, given to Hartlepool, but with Taylor for Sutton, and it bounces all the way to Nathan Fisher. So Nathan Fisher waits for his chance to try and roll the ball out, although he has to be careful of Babalola as well to send the ball to Eccleston. Eccleston to Ilunga. Now it's with Will Harris. Will Harris does well to try and keep Bell at bay. The ball now being diverted to Cameron John, and good use of the foot by Alex Kirk to keep the ball away from the Sutton goal. And now the ball has been sent out of play for Hartlepool, and it will be Neo Eccleston that will take the throw for the away side. Ball being thrown to Maxime Quogan. passes to Fisher. Very sensible, given that David Ogbonna was lurking behind. Alex Kirk to Brits. Now back towards Kirk. And so Kirk sends the ball out of the goal. Retaken this time by Jermaine Francis. And now on the ball is Erpens, who's very close to the near side. This time it's with Nightingale. So, crosses up the wing to Topoloj, the former Kosovo international. Taylor now back to Topoloj. Now it's with Alex Kirk. Kirk passing to Brits. The ball headed by John. John to McNally. The ball almost taken by Jack Hunter, but somehow Sutton still managed to keep hold of it. So the referee has blown for a free kick, and it is given to Sutton United. To be taken by Jake Taylor. Taylor to take the free kick. We seem to have some small technical difficulties, so if we apologise. Taylor standing behind the ball, and that's a well-timed kick, and almost sent towards Besart Topoloj, and that could have been the opening goal for the U's. Remember, Hartlepool are third in the table. Sutton, Hartlepool are fifth in the table. Sutton are third. And to take the goal kick is Nathan Fisher. So Fisher to Will Harris. Ilunga now after the ball himself, but given away to Sutton. Good tackle by that might have been Erpens, but I couldn't really make out who. Anyway, it's a throw in to Alex Kirk. Kirk throws and headed off and off ahead of Osadebe. Going back towards Kirk. Kirk just about keeps the ball inside. Passes to Brits. Did well to watch out for Corey McKeown. And now the ball has gone out. And now the ball is out once again for another Sutton throw. And it will be Kirk. To take the throw. Kirk towards Francis. But given away to Hartlepool, and it's Cameron John passing quickly to Jamie Miley, back towards John, and John passing straight forward to Maxime Quogan, and a goal has come in the whole Manchester United match. We'll just wait for this quick long play as and when we can get it. And Semi Ajayi in the 18th minute for Hull City, and he has the honour of being the first player to score in the Premier League this season. Sutton to take the free kick, and the ball being forwarded to David Ogbonna, and in it goes. That is the first goal of the match for Sutton, and it's Babalola. Tammy Babalola has looked very menacing throughout this game, and it's proved just right. Ogbonna almost had it, but Babalola took advantage of the rebound, and after almost 20 minutes, it's Sutton United 1, Hartlepool United 0. For Sutton, this is surely going to put them on a crest of a wave. 2 games unbeaten, no goals conceded, 2 wins. Can they make it 3 today? So as we approach the 20th minute, and the game is about to be restarted. So a chance for a few of the players to have a drink. So this is definitely a chance for a quick drink just to get there, just to keep their energy going. And I must say I'm a huge fan of these quick hydration breaks as opposed to what we had in the world, as opposed to what we had to endure during the World Cup. I expect you listeners are tired of our constant complaining about it. So if so, I shall stop it right here and now. So Hartlepool get the game restarted. Good defensive work by Sutton. Eccleston. The ball goes out of play, and to take the throw will be Bessart. Will be Bessart Topoyoj. Topoyoj towards Eccleston for Hartlepool, but retaken by Sutton. Now it's with Hartlepool again for Jack Hunter, and the ball forced out, by Topoyoj, by Topoyoj. Back with Hartlepool. And the picture does seem to be freezing slightly. It's Cameron John in towards their attacking third. Defender Alex Kirk. And now on the ball is Babalola for Sutton. It's Hunter, the Hartlepool captain, straight up towards McKeown. McKeown back to Hunter. And it's Hunter back again. It's Hunter back again towards McKeown. Now it's with Ilunga or Quogan. It's Quogan towards Eccleston. Eccleston passes back to Quogan. Now it's Cameron John. John to McKeown. Now back to Quogan on the near side. Hunter to McNally inside the centre circle. Eccleston! A Hartlepool player was brought down. It was Ilunga, but play goes on. Advantage Sutton, says the referee. Ogbonna is fouled. Ogbonna is fouled by Hunter, and this time the referee does stop play. I would say that was a relatively fair tackle. I would say that's a relatively fair tackle by Jack Hunter. Free kick to Sutton. The ball now being sent forward to Tammy Babalola, but kept out by Hartlepool. So it will be Nathan Fisher. That will take the throw. Goal kick, I should say. And he lines himself up and kicks the ball out of the goal. And being sent towards Alex Kirk. Jake Taylor tries to grab the ball, but nothing doing. And the referee having a bit of a discussion with Jack Taylor. Remember, these days only the captain can speak to the referee, and still no score updates further updates between Hull and Manchester United. The Tigers still lead by a 1-0. Free kick to Hartlepool, and it will be taken by Miley. So Miley stands over the ball, and that's a good setup free kick, but clipped away by Kirk for Sutton. Hartlepool still managed to keep hold of the ball through Miley. Miley crossing up to Brooklyn Ilunga, but retaken by Sutton. Now Hartlepool have it back. Is it going to go towards McKeown? The answer is no, as Brits grabs the ball effortlessly, and he quickly rolls the ball back out. Did he hold on to the ball too long? Remember, there is a time. Remember, there is now a time limit to whether to how long the goalkeeper can keep hold of a ball inside his own goal. Whether that applies to the National League or not, I don't know at this moment in time. As Sutton will take the throw in, courtesy of Dan Erpens. He's been through a fair few bits of action throughout this game, hasn't he? So we're a little way over half distance. And is there a chance for a second? There is! And headed by the number. And headed by the number 7, and that is Osadebe. Sutton just starts. They mean to continue, and given that they scored that, given that their first 2 games were a win, it's fair to say they are on a roll. So well set up, and Osadebe was grateful to take advantage with the header. So to restart the game are Hartlepool United, and the ball now being passed quickly to Nathan Fisher. So it's Fisher, concedes to Jake Taylor. It's Taylor now back with Hartlepool. And now on the ball is Will Nightingale. Will Nightingale to Kirk. Kirk almost tackled, but he did well to keep hold of it. Concedes to Quogan. Passing to Nathan Fisher. And now back on the ball is Kirk for Sutton. Kirk looked like he was going to pass to Osadebe, but now can Hartlepool strike back? They can't. Miley was the closest to goal, but that was just cruel luck. The ball just bouncing off the side post, and Spike Brits was in the right position to pick up the ball. Brits clears the ball away from the goal, and after the ball now is Eccleston. Eccleston concedes to Jermaine Francis. It's Francis, but tackled from behind by Nathan Sharon, and it will be a free kick to Sutton United. As Kirk gets ready to restart proceedings. Kirk raises his arm to signal he's ready, and Kirk crosses the ball into the goal area, but easily saved by Nathan Fisher. Hartlepool United have really got to be careful that Sutton don't start to run away with it. They must at least get a goal. They must at least get a goal in themselves. And so it's McKeown to Miley, but good tackle by Sutton, and it was with Taylor to Bell. Now it's with David Ogbonna. Ogbonna tries to get round it, and just whistles past the post. It could have been the third for Sutton, but not to be that time. 30 minutes in, it's still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 0. We'll bring you the scores of the other games going on in the National League at half time as Fisher clears the ball out of the goal, and it will be a throw-in to Sutton after the ball was inadvertently diverted away by Will Harris. So Bell passes to Brits. Now it's Erpens. Erpens under pressure from McKeown. He loses the ball to Miley, but sent away and out of play by Will Nightingale. Corner kick to Hartlepool United, and to take the shot for Hartlepool will be Jamie Miley. So Miley waits his chance. The referee making sure that everybody inside the goal area is where they should be. As Miley sends the ball into the goal area, but defended by Sutton. And the ball ends up at the feet of Ogbonna, although a Sutton player might have suffered because of this defence. And he's down on the pitch. The referee comes over to take a look at him. He appears to be all right. I think it was just the shock of being fouled at first. But as far as I'm aware, that was no simulation, and so he is able to keep going. Brits to take the goal kick for Sutton, and now the ball being diverted to Miley. Miley concedes to Jermaine Francis, so it's Francis to Charlie Bell. Bell passing to Erpens. Erpens to Will Nightingale over the line, and it will be a Hartlepool United throw. And so to take the throw for Hartlepool will be Cameron John. John throws to Quogan. And so it's Quogan to Nathan Fisher. Fisher headed towards Harris, but retaken by Sutton, although a player might have just tried to straddle a hand to it. That was the second goal scorer, Ilunga. Either way, it's given a free kick to Sutton United. And so Bell takes the free kick towards Ogbonna. It's Ogbonna entering the 18-yard box. Good diversion by Neo Eccleston. Now back with Francis. Francis to Ilunga, but sent away by Reece McNally, and it will once again be a goal kick to the pool, and it will once again be a goal kick to Pools. John receives the ball from Fisher. As John now crossing to McKeown. McKeown inside Hartlepool's attacking third, and it's an own goal! An own goal for Sutton United. Was it a genuine goal for Hartlepool? I'm inclined to think it was indeed an own goal. We'll just try. We'll see if we can identify the scorer as and when we can. So it was McKeown who had the ball, but from what I can tell, it was diverted. It was diverted by one of the defenders. So I am inclined to think that it. So I am inclined to think that it was a Hartlepool own goal. We will check a little later on, possibly when the half-time scores come up, to see if it was indeed an own goal. But either way, Hartlepool have reduced the deficits, and it will be a free kick. Eccleston passing to Nathan Fisher. So it's Fisher. Fisher still has the ball. Now the ball is being passed to Hogan to Jermaine Francis. Francis to Will Kirk. Sutton have really got to get their act together if they are to avoid any more embarrassments. Eccleston sends the ball over the line. It may well have just come off him, so it will be a throw-in to be taken by Topayoj to Kirk. Kirk now passing to Osadebe. Osadebe crossing down the wing to Dan Erpens. Dan Erpens now trying to sprint up the pitch, but tackled by Cameron John. Erpens will take the throw for Sutton. I don't know what he was actually doing. I think he appeared to give the ball a bit of a kiss there. Strange things people do in football, eh? So now the ball bounces off Cameron John. Down back towards Erpens. Erpens was aiming for Ogbonna. Hartlepool tried to get to it, but good intervention by the Sutton captain Taylor. McKeown. Ricocheted off Dan Erpens to Will Knighting to Nathan Fisher, I should say. Miley to Eccleston, or was that Brooklyn Ilunga? No, it was Ilunga. Free kick straight away given to Hartlepool. It's Miley down the wing though to Maxim Quogan. Quogan loses the ball to Charlie Bell. Bell clips off John. And so with some 6 or 7 minutes to go until half time, it still remains Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1. As the ball is diverted over the line. And another charming thing about these old non-league stadiums is that they are in close proximity to local residents. So people can look out of the window, and watch the game if they so choose. Corner to Sutton, and the ball now being diverted in towards Ogbonna, but kept out of the way by Hartlepool. So goal kick to Nathan Fisher. Nathan Fisher stands well back and kicks the ball out and clears the ball out of the goal in towards Miley. Now on the ball is Will Harris. And Harris, he was almost tackled from behind by Jermaine Francis. Eccleston throws to Miley, but diverted and sent out of play. to take the throw will be Eccleston. Eccleston throws, and the ball was almost picked up by Babalola, but kept out of the way. Besar Topayoj to take the throw for the U's. Sutton who throws, but ball was picked up by Osadebe. Osadebe. The ball was loose for a moment, and it ends up with Babalola. Babalola to Jake Taylor. But now it's ended up with Ogbonna. Ogbonna to Osadebe. Now back with Ogbonna, or should that be Francis? No, it was Francis, and the ball has gone out of play for a goal kick. Hull double their lead in the 38th minute. Nobel Mendy, the man who scored, and Manchester United must be scratching their heads, thinking, what on earth have they got to do? So Fisher sends the ball out. So Fisher clears the ball out of the goal. Back with still with Hartlepool, and Cameron John concedes to Will Kirk. But the ball is out of play, or should that be Erpens? No, it is Erpens. So throw in to Sutton to be taken by Dan Erpens. Erpens throws to Ogbonna, and so it's Ogbonna inside. Sutton's attacking third, but saved by Fisher. Nathan Fisher with the save. And it's fair to say that neither team will have 3 consecutive clean sheets after this match. The ball is now still with Fisher, as Fisher clears the ball forwards towards McKeown, but the ball is picked up by his opposite number, Spike Britt. Showing great level of maturity. Only 19 years old. Is also an England youth international, and so Hartlepool still managed to keep hold of the ball with Corey McKeown, and the ball has gone out of play, and ball given to Cameron John. John throws it to Meach, passes to Quogan. Now it's back with Sutton. Osadebe to gives the ball away to McKeown. Now it's with Erpens. Erpens tries to keep hold of the ball for Sutton. Nothing doing though, and Hartlepool briefly had it through their captain Hunter, but Sutton quickly take it back. It's Erpens. Erpens trying to cross the ball forward to Ogbonna, but over the line it goes. That was a well-timed header by Maxime Quogan. So it will be a throw-in to Sutton to be taken by Erpens. He receives the ball from one of the ball boys, as Erpens throws towards Babalola, but timely interception by Maxime Quogan. We are now just almost a minute from half time, as Sutton take the throw in once again. Nice throw, good throw by Erpens, and the ball ends up at the feet of Jermaine Francis. Francis to Jake Taylor. Now back with Osadebe, and now on the ball is Miley. It's Miley for Hartlepool. Almost tackled from behind by Babalola. Although Sutton still managed to keep hold of it. Here's Erpens to Will Kirk. Now the ball has been given back to Hartlepool and Cameron John. John inside their defensive third, and the ball has been given straight to Nathan Fisher. Time, it remains to be seen how many minutes. Will be added on. We'll let you know. I will let you know very shortly. So we're now into the 45th minute. We should be given notification of whether we are going to of whether time will be added on, or whether we are just going to keep on playing until the referee blows his whistle. So it's Eccleston to Ilunga. Ilunga in towards the 18-yard box. Can McKeown level? He can't. As it's a nice save by Spike Brits. So it looks as though we are going to go slightly over time. I couldn't see any scoreboard being flashed to see. I couldn't see anything at the fourth official to see how many minutes will be added on. I would hazard a guess about 2 minutes. Nathan Fisher to take the free kick for Sutton. The ball now being sent towards Will Harris for Hartlepool, and now it's Ilunga and it's a free kick to Ilunga, and it will be a free kick. And it will be a free kick to Hartlepool. As Miley gets ready to take the free kick. The referee patiently getting some of the Sutton players into a defensive wall, and so he blows his whistle. And to take the free kick is Miley. Miley runs up. The ball goes in towards Hartlepool's attacking third, but defended by Sutton. And the ball now ends up at the feet of McKeown. McKeown to Eccleston. Eccleston does what the pass to Nathan Sharon. Sharon back towards Eccleston. Eccleston passes down the wing to McKeown. McKeown towards the captain Hunter, but kept away by Sutton. Through the centre circle. Now back with Eccleston. Eccleston to McKeown. McKeown towards Cameron John. Now it's Jamie Miley. Miley to Will Harris. Will Harris to McKeown. And over the line it goes. And it is now half time at the MKM Stadium. It's still Hull City 2, Manchester United 0. And just as I say that, it's half time at the VBS Community Stadium. And the half-time score is Sutton United 2, Hartlepool United 1. I'm going to have a look and see what the score was, and I can actually confirm that Hartlepool's second goal was courtesy of McKeown, so it wasn't an own goal after all. I shall put his name in just to confirm that. Yes, it was a goal for McKeown. It was a 34th minute goal for McKeown for Hartlepool's McKeown. So apologies if I got that. So apologies for getting that score wrong. Very difficult to tell with the angle I was looking at. whilst we now go to the half-time break, we're going we're going to take a bit of a break of our own, but we'll be back just before the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of Sutton United against Hartlepool United in the National League. And so before we get underway the second half, just got time to plug our next game on the TCHub, and that will be tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 in the Premier League as Newcastle United take on Liverpool. Join Russ Vernon and Paul James. For that one. And so now we'll take a look at the other scores from the National League besides our own. Boston United 0, Altrincham 0. Carlisle United 1, Hornchurch 0. Eastleigh 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Forest Green Rovers 0, Boreham Wood 2. Halifax Town 3, Tamworth 0. Kidderminster Harriers 1, Aldershot Town 0. Solihull Moors 1, Southend United 2. Woking 0, AFC Fylde 1. Worthing 1, Wealdstone 0. Yeovil Town 1, Gateshead 0. And finally Harrogate Town 1, Barrow 0. That game is still actually being played as we approach half time. As they approach half time, I should say. And in our game, of course, it's Sutton 2, it's Sutton United 2, Hartlepool United 1. So everything is still all to play for, and the half-time score, remember, in the Premier League is still Hull City 2, Manchester United 1. Nil, sorry, just got a notification from Russ, who's actually been listening. Who's actually listening on this commentary and supplying me with the whole Manchester United updates. Mike Hardeman is actually presenting tomorrow, and Russ will be on commentary. So cheers for that, Russ, as we prepare for the start of the second half between Sutton and Hartlepool. The players going through a couple of last stage warm-ups. The Sutton players now making their way back onto the field of play. We can now concentrate our efforts on preparing. Substitutes lined up in front of me, so we will know. So hopefully, so I will know who will take the position, who will be substituting on for our players, and we get ready for the start of the second half, which should be in approximately 2 seconds' time, and we are underway for the second half between Sutton and Hartlepool. And the ball being set straight, and so the ball being given straight away to McKeown for Hartlepool. But it's a straight up Sutton United throw. And so the ball being thrown to number 9, Babalola, and another throw by Sutton towards Bell this time. Hartlepool retake. Another ball just being glanced off the head of Will Harris. And it ends up at the feet, and it ends up in the hands of Spike Britz. Brits throws the ball towards Dan Erpens, but he has gone and sent the ball out of play, and it will be a throw in to Neo Eccleston. Eccleston passing to McNally to Fisher, and now Fisher try to get the ball out towards Miley, but retaken by Sutton. And now on the ball is Babalola. Babalola passing to Jermaine Francis. That came off Bell, and so it's Francis on the ball for Sutton, and it's wide, and it whistles, and it whistles across the net, and it's still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1. So Nathan Fisher will be the man to send. And so Nathan Fisher will be the man to send the ball out of the goal. He quickly sends it away, and it bounces off the feet of what appeared to be Lewis Smiley. So free kick, I should say, to Hartlepool. Towards Ilunga, but glances off, but it's glanced off Erpens. Out for another throw, and it will be John that will take the throw. Miley to number 14, Nathan Sharon. That was a lovely long-range shot, but it was wide off the far side post. Spike Brits to take the goal kick, and Brits sends the ball out, of the goal, but caught by John, and a free kick has been given to Hartlepool United. So to take the free kick for Hartlepool is Quogan. Quogan was aiming for McCone, but dealt with pretty easily by Sutton. Bell sends the ball over the line, and it will be that will be a throw into Sutton. It might have been a Hartlepool player that touched the ball. Jake Taylor towards Babalola. Now back towards Taylor. Bit of head tennis going on between Sutton and Hartlepool, but it's stopped. And now on the ball is Ogbonna. Ogbonna towards Bell, but it goes over the line, and it will once again be another throw to Hartlepool, to be taken by Cameron John. And so John with the ball over his head throws. The Hartlepool was aiming for Miley by the looks of it, but it only ends up at the feet of Alex Kirk. So Kirk to Brits. Another ball being forwarded away by Brits, but it goes over the line for a Sutton United throw. And so, or should that be a Hartlepool throw? Quogan passing it to Fisher. Fisher clears the ball out of the goal. Now it's with Jack Hunter. Hunter to Neo Eccleston. Eccleston back towards Hunter. Hunter over the halfway line. Passes to McNally. McNally to Quogan. Quogan still managing to keep hold of the ball. And a decisive pass to Nathan Sharon. Ball now passed quickly to Fisher, who clears the ball away. And it will be a Sutton United throw. Quogan towards Hunter, but retaken by Sutton. Now back with Hartlepool and Reece McNally. Sutton still wants to keep hold of it, but now it's with McCone. McCone to Eccleston. Eccleston Does well to hold off Jermaine Francis. He's pelting up the pitch now. And a timely slide tackle by Bessar Tapayoj. And a throw into Hartlepool. Hunter to Eccleston. Now back towards Hunter. Hunter in towards the 18-yard box, but everybody misses. And so that will result in a goal kick for Sutton United. Spike Brits to take the goal kick, I should say, for Sutton. So Brits clears the ball. Brits clears the ball out of the goal. And being sent down for Charlie Bell. That's with David Ogbonna for Sutton United. And that was a foul on Bell from behind. But it's only going to be a throw-in to Sutton. Notice that no cards have been dished out throughout this game so far. So the referee must be very open about this. Anyway, here's Taylor. Taylor towards Bell. Bell towards Osadebe. Osadebe back towards Bell. It's Will Kirk. Kirk and sent over the crossbar by Will Nightingale. And after almost 52 and a half minutes, it's still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1. But I was going to say that could change since Ilunga was after the ball, but that was too far behind. But he was too far behind, and so that will be another throw-in to Sutton United to be taken by Tapayoj. Tapayoj throws and headed by Eccleston. Eccleston to Babalola. Eccleston loses it to Babalola. Jermaine Francis. Advantage Hartlepool, says the referee. Free kick given. And the ball being passed around just to make sure it's in place for a free kick. Bit of sorting out for the referee to do in this. Bit of sorting out for the referee to do as we've had this free kick in this National League match between Sutton and Hartlepool. You're listening to the TCHub with me, Nicholas Jones. As Miley gets ready to take the free kick for Hartlepool. He stands over the ball and lines himself up, and that's a forward pass. To Will Harris, but intercepted by Babalola without any efforts. And for me, I have to say that choice of the forward pass was poor. So Brits. So it will be Brits to hit the ball outside of the goal after being assisted by Will Kirk. So Brits sends the ball out of goal and headed by Rhys McNally. McNally gives the ball to McKeown. McKeown to the captain Hunter. Now it's with Eccleston. Eccleston on the ball. And a forward pass to Will Harris, but kept away by Sutton. And almost taken by Nathan Sharon. The ball still with Hartlepool. The ball being passed through the centre circle to Rhys McNally. Now on the ball is Maxim Quogan. It's Quogan having to hold off Babalola on the far side, but cleared away for a throw. And it's Cameron John who throws to the number 30. I think I think there may have been a Hartlepool substitution during the half-time break. That was Terry Bondo who just picked up the ball there. And so now, so the ball now being thrown to I couldn't see who. Now on the ball is Jermaine Francis for. Now on the ball is Jermaine Francis for. And the ball not being passed to. And the ball not being passed to Topayos to Kirk to Nightingale. Now back with Osadebe. Osadebe on the ball for Sutton, and Terry Bondo trying to get the ball off, but to no avail. Hartlepool retake the ball through Reece McNally. It's Fisher to Jamie Miley, and so Miley passes the ball to Corey McKeown. It's McKeown to gives the ball away to Charlie Bell. And so once again it will be a throw into Sutton to be taken by Topayos. Bessar Topayos to throw for Sutton, but given away though to Hartlepool. Free kick to Pools. McKeown to Miley. Miley now back to McKeown. McKeown still keeping hot. McKeown, bit of toing and froing as to where the free kick is actually going to be positioned. Second time I've seen this afternoon, and so Miley with the free kick, but defended by Sutton and Erpens. Will be a throw in, and it will be a throw in to Hartlepool. So John throws to Nathan Sharon, back towards John. Another throw into Hartlepool. Here's Miley, look, Jamie Miley, but it goes over the crossbar and sails out of the stadium. Though it might have hit the catch fencing just at the end. And it will be a throw in, and it will be another throw in to Sutton United. Closing it. We're just a shot. We're getting very close to the hour mark. It's Sutton to 1. Now on the back on the Hartlepool is McKeown. So it's McKeown to Miley, but retaken by Sutton United. Charlie Bell for the U's, but almost barged out of the way by Neo Eccleston. As far as I can see, no half-time substitutes have been made for Sutton United, and it will be a corner to the Yellows. U's, I should say, and it will be Dan Erpens that will take it. Beg your pardon. It's actually going to be a long throw-in. So Erpens with the ball and throws into the 18-yard box. Almost a diving header by one of the Sutton players that would have almost made it their third, but he missed. So it will be and a bit of a tangle going on the far side. That look, I can just about see a Sutton, and I can just about of Sutton players being ready to come on as substitutes. Remains to be seen who will be coming off for who. And number 8 and number 18, that's David Ogbonna. Will be coming on in play. Will be coming off, and taking his place will be Noah Nzuzi. So Noah Nzuzi getting ready to come on, and which he does. And is there going to be another substitution for Sutton United? I don't think there is. So the throw-in will be taken by Sutton. The ball now goes towards Babalola. Babalola almost take it now. It's back with Erpens. Erpens to Osadebe, but the ball's been given back to Hartlepool United and Terry Bondo. Bondo incidentally substituting for Jack Hunter. And so the ball, and so it will be another throw. This will get another throw to Sutton. And to take the throw for Sutton will once again be Dan Erpens, as Jake Taylor has been given a yellow card. The Sutton United captain couldn't see what it was for, but there's the confirmation as play has restarted. Here's Corey McKeown to Sharon, but falls out of play. It's Sharon back towards McKeown for Hartlepool. Sandwich between one of the other Sutton substitutes and Taylor. That was Sam Follerin. Sam Follerin, another of the substitutes, along with Noah Nzuzi. So down on the ground is one of the Hartlepool defenders, the referee and goalkeeper Spike Britz taking a look at him, see if he is all right, and it's Corey McKeown. Corey McKeown, who scored as a substitute in Hartlepool's last league match against Aldershot Town last week. After the ball was momentarily following, but there's a bit of a disagreement going on between a couple of the players. Between a couple of players and the referee. Jake Taylor coming over to see what the situation is. As to is Rhys McNally wearing the captain's armband in place of Jack Hunter, who was substituted. And the referee quite sensibly telling him to calm down. As it will be Fisher to take the free kick. That will take the free kick for Hartlepool. So the ball sent away from goal by Fisher to Connor McKeown. McKeown to Eccleston. John towards Terry Terry Ondo Terry Bondo, I should say. Bondo to, I couldn't see. Bondo to, that might have been Quogan. And it will be a throw-in has been set up for, and it will be a throw-in to Hartlepool. Throw-in to Hartlepool by the looks of it, as another of the Hartlepool players looks like, he could be ready to come on as a substitute. Ball being thrown to Babalola, and almost caught by Francis, but Francis has been brought down. And someone has got a yellow card. It might have been because of the foul. It must have been because of the foul on Francis. I'm going to try and guess who it is, but because of the angle I'm looking at, and yes, Hartlepool did indeed tackle him. So that was number 14, Sharon. Sharon, just want to confirm that for you. So free kick to Sutton United, and it will be Taylor that will take the free kick. So Taylor standing a short distance away from the ball. Waiting his chance. He crosses the ball in towards the goal area, but defended really well by Harris. And now the ball is Babalola, but given away back to Hartlepool, and after the ball is Jermaine Francis. Crossing, and in fact Francis, I have to correct myself, Francis is a Grenada international. I thought he was Burundi, but that was a complete error on my part. And now the ball has gone over the line and out of play. So it will need to be a throw-in as Topayoj gets ready to take the throw for Sutton, headed by Babalola, and almost caught by Follerin, the Sutton number 11, but sent clear by Sutton, sent clear by Hartlepool. It'll be a Sutton United throw, and that will be taken by Dan Erpens. So Erpens throws towards Taylor, but defended by Hartlepool. Now back towards Erpens. Erpens does well to dodge the Hartlepool substitute Jordan Hugill, formerly of Rotherham United. Now the ball being headed up into the air by Will Kirk. Offside flag raised, or was it was out of position? I like to think it was the latter. Still no change between Hull and Manchester United in the Premier League. Hull still lead by 2-0. Now the ball sent out of goal by Nathan Fisher. Fisher to Nathan Sharon. Now on the ball for Hartlepool, but brought down was number 30 Terry Bondo. So the ball being thrown, and Noah Nzuzi looked like he was going to try and get to the ball, but he was blocked by Hartlepool. Babalola with the ball briefly for Sutton, but it goes over the line. Just under 20 minutes, around 20 minutes to go. It's still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1, and Sutton take the throw, but we seem to be having a few. We seem to be having a bit of technical problems with our feed at the moment. It just keeps cutting. It effectively cut about 10 seconds out. So and that is for a Sutton United corner. These are circumstances beyond our control, but so we do apologise for that. And to take the corner will be Topayos. And now the ball, and so the ball goes into the 18-yard box, almost had by Nzuzi. Nzuzi did well to pass to one of his teammates, but defended by Hartlepool. Now it's back with Jemai. Now it's back with Ben Follerin, and out it, Sam Follerin, I should say, and out it goes for a Hartlepool throw. Eccleston throws Hogan. Now back with Eccleston. Eccleston back to McNally, I should say. McNally to Quogan. So it's Quogan towards John on the far side. But it's been given away, and that will be a throw. And that will be a throw to Sutton United. So Sutton United to take the throw, and that will be courtesy of Dan Erpens. Dan Erpens holds the ball. Yes, holds the ball. Aims and throws. So Erpens throws. Almost came towards Bondo, but now back with Sutton and Osadebe. Osadebe to Babalola, but it's over the line, and that will be a free and that will be another throw to Sutton United. So to take the throw will be Dan Erpens. Erpens stands behind the line. He waits his chance. He raises the ball up over his head and throws. Saved by Fisher, but the ball is loose, and it's now with Jermaine France for Jake Taylor. Jake Taylor was in, but held by Hartlepool. Now it's Noah Nzuzi, and Nzuzi skies the ball up into the air, and it goes over the line. It will be a Hartlepool throw, and so with almost 15 minutes left, there's no change to the score. Still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1, and I have to say the second half has become more of a defensive affair. Both sides rightly not willing to concede. Concede, I should say. Eccleston passing the ball forward to Miley. Now back with Eccleston. Eccleston towards Jordan Hugill, or was that Will Harris? No, it was Will Harris. Oh, that Chris Popov has just come on of last season. So a corner to Hartlepool United, and it will be taken by Miley, I believe. So Miley in towards the 18-yard box, comes off the foot of Terry Bondo, and it goes out of play, and so it will be a goal kick to Sutton's Spike Brits. 75 minutes gone, still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1. Brits clears the ball out of the goal, headed by Eccleston for Hartlepool. Now it's with Jordan Hugill. Hugo after the ball, but given away, but given to Popov. And now down on the ground is another Hartlepool player. But play has to rightly be stopped for a moment, as also down went Follerin. So one of the Hartlepool players being invited, and that looked like Chris Agata, the Sutton United manager, talking to Tony Babalola. So free kick to Hartlepool, taken by Fish. So the ball now being passed to Cameron John, almost taken by Nzuzi. Now back with John to Jamie Miley. Miley passing to Eccleston. It's Eccleston on the edge. It's Eccleston on the edge of the box, but defended by Francis. Now it's back with Miley. Miley to Will Harris. Almost had by Eccleston, retaken by, and the ball now being diverted towards Popov. It's Chris Popov passing to Shin, but over the line it goes, and that will once again result in a goal kick for Spike Brits. Should start considering who my player of the match will be in a few minutes' time. So to take the goal kick is Spike Brits. Spike Brits placing the ball at precisely the right moments. I mean, at the right points where he wants to, where he wishes to strike. And he clears the ball away he clears the ball out of his goal with the right foot, but concedes to Hartlepool, and the substitutes Liam Gibson. And so now on the ball is Gibson. It's Gibson towards Eccleston. Eccleston to pass back to Quaggo. Now Gibson under pressure from Babalola. Now after the ball was Cameron John, and the ball was diverted away by Erpens. Miley passing to Cameron John, but sent up. Miley passing towards John, but sent away. And so John now has to give the ball to Sutton to take the throw. As Sutton United take the throw, headed by Gibson for Hartlepool, but given to Jake Taylor. So it's Taylor to Topayos, now back towards Taylor. Taylor passing down to Osadebe. Trying to cross back to Topayos, but well caught by Nathan Fisher. Fisher passing to Sharon. It's Nathan Sharon passing to Miley inside the centre circle. Now back to Quango. It's Quango to Gibson. Gibson now to Bondo. Bondo passing down the wing to Quango. And so it's Quango on the ball. Nice pass to Popov. Popov gives the ball away to Francis. But it goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in to Sutton. Popov might have had the last touch of the ball. Topayos throws to Osadebe. Osadebe to Will Kirk. Will Kirk passes Will Kirk passes to Spike Brits. Gibson. Gibson under pressure from Babalola, and so Gibson passes the ball towards John, but retaken by Sutton, and now it goes over the line, and that will that will be a throw in to Sutton United. And so to take the throw for Sutton will be Dan Erpen. So Erpen's throws to Sam Follerin, but defended by Hartlepool. John tries to strike it to somebody, but given away though to Jermaine Francis, as Francis is brought down by Cameron John. And Francis he looks in pain. And Francis was looking to set him up, but was looking to set up a goal opportunity for Sutton, but John, but John just unnecessarily got in the way. I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up a yellow card for this, although I haven't seen anything flash across to get my attention. And yes, indeed, he has been given a yellow card as Sutton get ready to take the throw. There's the confirmation. I mean, a corner, I should say. No, it is actually a free kick. As everyone gets into position. Sam Follerin inside the D, but everything is cleared away by Hartlepool. And did the ball go in? The goal? It did. No, it didn't. It didn't. It just went. No, it didn't. Behind it. Very difficult to tell with these camera angles I'm looking at monitor. And so Fisher gets run. And so Fisher cleared the ball out. That is not sure the closest anybody has come to scoring in the second half. Or it could change. That was a good setup. That was a good setup by Terry Bondo. And so the ball now back with Bondo, but it's over the line. And something has happened which will result in a corner for Hartlepool United. Didn't quite fully make it out. Maybe one of the assistant players touched the ball over the line. So it'll be Miley to take the corner for Hartlepool. And the ball goes in towards the 18-yard box. Headed by Popov, but it's over the crossbar. And that will be a goal kick to Sutton United. To be taken by Spike Brits. Within the next couple of minutes, I should let you know who my player of the match, as sponsored by Football Live, will be, as the game has been restarted. Cameron John goes over to retrieve the ball that ended up inside the Sutton United dugouts, and the ball being lost down the wing to Neo Eccleston. Now it's with Chris Popov, but forced out by Topayoj. Nathan Sharon with the throw. Ball being thrown to Maxime Quogan to Sharon. And it's Sharon towards Will Harris by the looks of it, but given away back towards Sutton, and that was Noah Nzuzi throwing to Hartlepool, retaken by Francis for Sutton briefly, but play has had to be stopped. and it will be a free kick, to Hartlepool United. Pass to Sharon. Now back with Miley. So it's Miley to Sharon. And Sharon now going for a long range, but it just goes past the crossbar, and the ball will be picked up by Spike Brits for the resulting goal kick. Now I have narrowed my player of the match choice down to 2. But I will let you know who the outright winner is within the next 90 seconds, or when we have the next stoppage in play. So Brits clears the ball out of the goal towards Babalola. Babalola almost having his shirt pulled by Cameron John. But now the ball is with Sam Follerin towards Nzuzi, and it smashes one of the advertising hoardings. It hasn't been destroyed, it's just come loose. And so that will result in that will be a corner for Sutton United. And the ball will be taken by Topayoj for the Utes. 3 minutes of normal time remaining. And the ball now being sent in towards the goal area, but saved by Nathan Fisher. And after the ball now is Chris Popov, but Dan Erpens is quick to intercept, and Erpens forced away by Chris Popov. And whilst that's going on, I have now decided who my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, is. I mean, as sponsored by Football Live, I should say, is. And so it will be Miley that will take. The corner kick. Miley in towards the goal area, but defended by Sutton and Nzuzi. Although Cameron John looked like he was going to try and make something of it. Gibson towards Miley. Miley still manages to keep hold of the ball. He passes. That's a forward pass to Gibson, and now it's back. And now it goes as far as Neo Eccleston. Bit of a kerfuffle going on inside the goal. But now the ball's been forced out, and now it's with Gibson. Gibson to Nzuzi brought down inside. Brought down inside the 18-yard box. Will there be a penalty out of this? I don't know. It might have been Hugo that fouled him. We'll just have to wait and see. No penalty, says the referee. It will likely be a free kick. But let's take a look at it. It was indeed Hugo who just elbowed Nzuzi in the back. Now that is very unsportsmanlike. And so that yellow card should be well deserved. So to take the free kick is Osadebe. Some 15 seconds of normal time remaining as he starts to dummy, but the ball is kept out. It's back with Nzuzi, and we're now into the 90th minute. I think we will likely have some 5 minutes of added on time, although it could finish later or earlier than that. We will let you know. The ball now being headed by Eccleston for Hartlepool. It's back down with Sutton and Kirk. Kirk towards Follerin. It's Follerin, but saved by Nathan Fisher. And Fisher does well. And Fisher clears the ball. So the goal was aiming for Harris, but sent away though by Francis. Lee Clark, the Hartlepool manager, retrieves the ball, and it will be Cameron John to throw to Gibson. Gibson passes to Miley. Now back with John. Gibson again, and Gibson. That's a lovely cross in towards the 18-yard box, but dealt with by Sutton. And it looks as though Sutton will, it looks as though Sutton will be the team to go on and collect the 3 points. Ball now being caught by Spike Brits, and I can now reveal my player of the match, as sponsored by sponsored by Football Eye, is Emmanuel Osadebe for that remarkable second goal when he was completely unmarked. He just caught everybody out unawares, and so my player of the match is Emmanuel Osadebe. Well done to him. And Sutton could be in, but even so, Sutton could be in for a bigger prize this afternoon. The 3 points they need to keep progressing throughout the season. And so the ball almost sent over the line by Hartlepool. And in fact it may well have done. So it'll be Erpens to take the throw for Sutton United. Erpens throws. Comes off the head of Quogan. Quogan gives the ball away to Sutton. It'll be an Erpens throw. Erpens towards Babalola, and a player brought down. It was Terry Bowden. It was Terry Bondo. And now the ball back, and now we're back in play as we through the last few minutes before the final win. It's over the line for a throw to be taken by Popov. Popov to Ilunga. Now given back to Sutton. On the ball now is Gibson. Gibson towards Gibson towards Harris, but now it's back with Brits. 93, just over 3 minutes of added on time have been played. It's still Sutton 2, Hartlepool 1, and it will be it's a corner to Hartlepool to be taken by Lewis Miley. So Miley to take the corner for Hartlepool. Right foots it into the 18-yard box and saved at the last moment by Spike Brits. That was an awesome save by the 19-year-old on loan from Manchester City. And he sends it over the line, and the final whistle has been blown. Sutton United. Sutton take the 3 points, and they got the 2 goals in the first half. They held up. They lost. They conceded to Hartlepool just a few minutes before half-time, but they held on. And the second half, not much to write home about in terms of action. It was more defensive, but a good game overall, all round. The final score at the VBS Community Stadium: Sutton United 2, Hartlepool United 1. And whilst that's going on, we're still waiting for confirmation on the full-time results between Hull City and Manchester United. And Hull are still leading Manchester United 2-0 in the final stages. Stay right where you are. We'll keep you updated. And the final result and the final scores in the National League are beginning to trickle in. And our game is the only one to have finished at full time. Although Boston United and Altrincham has finished 1-0. We'll keep you up. Has finished 1-0. We'll keep you updated. We will keep you updated as and when these things happen. We'll keep you updated as and when these things happen. But for Sutton United, another vintage performance. Only conceded one. Another great performance. Only conceded 1 goal. And now the half scores are filling up fast, and as I can see it, Sutton are top of the National League, and it's full time at the MKM Stadium. Hull City 2, Manchester United 0. We're just about into the closing stages. We're almost running out of time. I'm afraid I'm going to have to rattle off those. I'm afraid I'm going to have to rattle off those National League scores as how they are at the moment. Just queuing up something to look at. Just to make absolutely sure. And the current only four-time scores have just trickled in. It's still, as mentioned, Boston United win 1-0 against Altrincham. The latest scores and the other full-time results: Carlisle United 4, Hornchurch 1 in the dying stages of their game at Brunton Park. Eastleigh 3, South Scunthorpe United 2 after 90 plus 7 minutes. FC Halifax Town 4, Tamworth 1 is a full-time result. And also Forest Green Rovers 0, Borehamwood 3 is still going on after 90 plus 6 minutes. The latest score: Harrogate Town 1, Barrow 1 after 81 minutes. Kidderminster Harriers, Aldershot Town 1 is the score after 90 plus 5 minutes. That's still going on. And Solihull Moors against Southend United is still going on. No, in fact, it's full time over in the West Midlands. Solihull Moors concede. Solihull Moors 1, Southend United 3 is the final score there. Sutton United 2, Hartlepool United 1 is the score we know. And then the final 3 results: Woking 3, AFC Fylde 2, Worthing 1, Wealdstone 0, and Yeovil Town 3, Gateshead 0. Now having a look at the league table, Southend United are actually on top, but they have a superior goal difference to Sutton United, who were top briefly. Borehamwood in 3rd, then Harrogate Town, Hartlepool United, Boston United and Hornchurch complete the top 7 as things stand at the moment. So we're out of time, but before we go, just time to plug our next game on the TCHub. It is Newcastle United against Liverpool in the Premier League at St James's Park. Kick-off at 4:30. Mike Harneman will be presenting with Russ Vernon as your commentator. So great start to the season for Sutton. Can they keep up their momentum? And can Hartlepool bounce back from that momentarily setback? We shall see as we go on throughout the season. I've been Nicholas Jones. I hope you've enjoyed the addition of the National League to our commentary setup, and we hope to bring you more of England's 5th tier throughout the season. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday. Goodbye for now.